We're recording, we got the virtual camera going. Oh yeah. Where are we? Let's double check everything. We got someone in the audience there. Looks like the chat looks visible. Excellent. Let's get that disabled. That's annoying. Why does it do that? Who are you? Rodian. Hey mate. Welcome. Thanks for joining me on the Discord there. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Everything's okay there. We got Redbeard. Redbeard's back. Popping on in. Popping on off. Hope none of you get violent. Okay, it's just World of Warcraft. It's okay. Relax. We're just modding a few things. It is really... I am really tired. You guys are super lucky. You guys, you ladies, whatever you identify as, you're very, very lucky that I'm here, because getting out of bed was hard. Like 5:45. But I do it for you. I do it for you. Hey, Redbeard. Oh, alright. Here we go. Ohio gozaimasu. You lost your headphones. Oh, you hear me. Great, thank you. Thanks for confirming that. I really appreciate that. Alrighty, where is the... There we go. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's get this. Let's get this up a little bit. I'm not going to put up too much, but I'm going to increase the side of it enough. So, we may have to, I'm afraid to say, either... Yeah, we're going to have to thingy Doggo of the Month, I'm afraid. Unless we move Doggo of the Month. What's the Doggo of the Month? Where's my... There it is. What if it's... I mean, the dog is better than my face, but what if we were to move it here? Doggo, that's the text. Let's lock that there. And we just put it there. Doggo of the Month. Yeah, let's do that. We can't get rid of Doggo of the Month, but we can move Doggo of the Month. Max, welcome. Alright, today we're going to be looking at the... what's Majiggy? Daisy. So, for those of you that don't know, Daisy is a tool. First of all, it's the name of my dog, which is why it's called Daisy. But it is a tool that abstracts the... How do I color paint? MT paint. Let's try this. All right, there we go. We're gonna go old school here. So imagine this, right? That there is the AzerothCore database, right? So that's the database. So that is my SQL. Okay, it's my SQL. And then over here is me, right? And I'm that person. And that is my wizard hat. Okay, I'm wearing a wizard hat. And just like the wizards in Terry Pratchett, I also have a fake beard on. Okay, I'm wearing my fake beard so people think that I'm a wizard, and my robe has like little stars on it so that people think that guy's a wizard. Okay, so what happens is we want to make changes to the AzerothCore MySQL database in order to inject things like new NPCs. We want to modify existing ones. We want to create a new quest line. We want to add a new item, new spell. We want to play around. So originally, what you could basically start doing is just writing straight up SQL to go directly into the database. The problem with that is the amount of SQL necessary is actually pretty rough. You actually need quite a substantial amount of SQL to make that happen. Because even though you can technically just write one big line when you're doing an insert into a particular table or an update statement, because the tables are technically so wide, because they're like in some cases like 17, 18, 19, 20 columns wide, the SQL statement's just enormous, because you've got to specify the columns you want to insert to and then the values that you want to insert. Now technically you can omit the columns, and you can say I don't want to specify specific columns, I'm just going to insert values into every column. Okay, that's fine, you can do that. However, it's better to specify and minimize the columns down that you insert into so that you can be very precise in what you're doing, essentially. So this works. You can do this. However, I ended up going, well, what happens if you write... What if instead you abstract it, right? What happens if you abstract it? The tables are huge. They're enormous, and they have no... Thankfully, this is a plus, but they have no like foreign keys or anything like that. So thankfully that's the case, which means that you can essentially don't have to worry about like foreign key constraints and things like that. That would be an absolute nightmare, I think. But it could also be better. Yeah. Well, anyway, they don't. So I thought, well, what if you were to have a tool that wrote YAML, which then gave you SQL, right? And then you could abstract the databases with a YAML API, like a YAML interface. Well, that did work at first, and I was pretty excited for the project. Got it going, and it worked. It meant that you could write YAML. It's much cleaner and easier to write. It's much faster to write. It's easier to copy. You've got YAML anchors, so it's easier to create variables and share them across multiple files. But then last week I was just like, why not just write Python? Why not just have Python and have it not only generate the SQL, right, but then just execute that SQL for you against the database. That's SQL there at the bottom there being executed against the database. And so that's what I did. So we're going to not save that. We're going to lose those changes. It was an amazing diagram, but we're going to bin it. And so I thought to myself, let's give that a shot. And that's what we've got. I've written a couple of generic functions, actually. That's the thing as well, there isn't actually that much code in here. If I come down to generic, where are we? Generic. Oh, hang on, did I call it generic? Let's go up. From DB, raw is what I called it, raw. Yeah, I just ended up writing a few functions that allow you to essentially just define the column, the table name, the entry that you want to essentially update or write on. So like the key, right? Like that, like find this thing, and you're gonna do an update on this thing, and then the key and the value that you want to change, and then the entry key. This by default is so this is the thing you're matching on, and then that's the value for it, and then the entry key is like ID. So you're gonna say, given that the ID is this, update it with this key and this value, which would be this here. They may be the same thing now that I think. Oops, it's easy. These may be the same thing now that I think about it, but whatever. So update table set key equals obviously parameter where entry key equals s, value and entry. So oh no, actually no, it does make sense that they're separate. They do need to be separate. There's a raw delete from. Again, you just give it a key, an entry, and a table. So ultimately that just results in a call delete call down here, and then it does delete from table where key equals s, and so you can delete lots and lots of multiple things. Chit-chat. Let me just double check this. It is now okay, that's a different thing. Oh good. Just make sure it wasn't someone struggling to get into the stream or something. So then essentially what we can do, and if we look at the insert, again, it's just the table name, the columns, the values, and whether you want to delete ahead of time as well. And so it goes, if the value is less than 0, it's obviously a problem. If there's no database connection that you've passed in, that's a problem. And then if delete, it calls raw delete from table, gives the column, the value of the table. It goes and does a delete statement, and it deletes the existing entry of what you're about to insert, which you'll see a lot in a lot of SQL for AzerothCore. A lot of people will go, I want to create a quest, so I want to insert a quest, but they'll do a delete first because their quest will have a very specific ID. So they'll say, okay, well, if I've already created this entry, delete it, and then I'm going to recreate it. So that's what we're sort of replicating here. And then it really is just constructing a SQL statement and then using a prepared statement and then just executing it. It really is insert into table, joining the columns based on a comma, and then go and get all the values minus the very last one, and off you go. And the reason for that is we knock off the s at the end, essentially. So yeah, so the columns is what you pass into the function, so that's pretty much known ahead of time. However, the columns themselves, because they've got commas in, when it comes to the values, I've got to pull the columns out of effectively. Hang on, sorry. Calls. Columns, values. Yes. Sorry, give me a second. Calls equal to length. Calls. Values calls minus 1. No, hang on a minute. That's confusing as hell. That work. Would upsert be a decent pattern to use instead of delete insert? Yeah, you could do an upsert as well. If the database engine supports it, which I think MySQL does, then you can do an upsert as well. Totally, that's totally a valid way of going. Just trying to look at this. It definitely works, as far as I know. But that doesn't. Why would I put insert the values? Calls minus 1. Oh, of course, and it's a prepared statement. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Like I said, it is very early and I'm very tired. But values as a calls minus 1 stat and just inserts a load of s's effectively, and then our prepared statement takes that SQL and feeds in the values in a secure manner by doing lots of escaping and things like that. So yeah, but upsert is definitely a valid option as well. So I created these raw functions, and then I just started playing around with them from a high level. So creating a database connection, creating an NPC ID, quest ID, blah blah blah, and then basically doing a raw insert into the quest table, and basically feeding in the ID. Pulling in one of those constants. So con is just something I've imported. So import daisy.AzerothCore.constants as con. And then all I'm then doing is going con.questType enabled. So quest level, min level, log, quest description, log description, quest complete log. See, these are basically just raw column names, right? But what I could do if I wanted to, and you can see I'm also passing in multiple. So I've made it so that the insert functions can effectively just receives an array of dictionaries, effectively a list of dictionaries, a list of hashes, if you like, with the values in, and off you go. If I alt Z that, I can word wrap that, soft word wrap it, and then I just check for an error, and if there is one, I exit, print that error, and then the same with the raw insert for the quest template add-on. But this time I'm doing a raw insert, and then this time I'm doing a where is the update? Oh, there it is, raw update. So then down here I've got to update the NPC to have the NPC flag, creature flag enabled, quest giver flag, so that it correctly sets that NPC so that they can have a little do above their head and actually give the quest. And it does work. So let us now I don't have Steam up. Okay. Let Steam fire up. Why did I close Steam? I need Steam. Yes, fine. I will participate in the Steam hardware survey. Alright, let's have a look. Let's close that window now. Cool. Submit those. Go. Finish. Alright, let's see what we get here. Let's lower the volume down. Hopefully hopefully everything still works as it was previously. Oh, this is the wrong account actually, because I won't be able to receive a quest as a horde in an aligned city. So we can see here she's got the blue check mark above her head. So healing, I've obviously accepted one of them. I've got to go and get those things, and I've got to go and do that to, go and get stuff for them. So the quest has gone into place. So if we try coming back to the overall thingy here, that did an update. If we enroll insert, so if we go like this and we just do the deletes, I wonder if we can insert into, and then we just do the deletes, and then we do raw insert into, yeah. Oh, the raw inserts do the delete, don't they? I was going to suggest we just delete them. I'll tell you what I'll do. Actually, better would be for me to just go and delete the ID from the database. So we can log straight in to thy database. There we go. All right, user. I think I've got Mike. Oh, can I do AzerothCore now? I can't remember. Oh damn, what's the IP of my WoW server? Is it 29? I always forget. God damn, I keep forgetting things. Let me have a quick cat data endb home list .4. Is it really? Interesting. How nice. Okay, what did I create a god user again? Should write this down, shouldn't I? What on earth? Alright. Let's just SSH into the system. Actually, we'll SSH into the AzerothCore user, because that's a bit more better practice. And then just going straight in as like a super user. Alright, here we go. Use a core world. And then we're going to look at describe. So if we go quest templates, we obviously get quite a lot of data there. What we want to look at is we want to go in and let's delete from the quest ender. Raw insert into table quest starter. We'll get rid of these two values from the creature quest starter and the creature quest ender. So creature quest starter. So let's describe, even though I know what it looks like, creature quest starter. There we go. So now if we do delete from creature quest starter, where ID equals, and then that's our creature ID, and quest equals, and then we'll do the first aid one for now. So I've got rid of one row, and then I think 2 is the, yeah, that got rid of a row, and then we've got to do the same again, but from the quest ender. Alright, so we go here, quest ender, should effectively be the exact same result. Yep. And then if we go ahead and restart the service, so if we go systemctl restart world server, type in the password for the accounts above Azeroth. Not quite sure how it works that out, but it seems to work. And then we log back in. We should see that Shalene no longer has any quests. So we've gone ahead and effectively deleted those entries from the database. So now if we go and undo the delete and we go back, we can now we should now see it running. So this will be an interesting experiment because it's been a week since I've looked at this, because I don't really actually touch this until we're on stream. Wonder how we get how do you view view mode? Yeah, dock pin, that's fine. Move to floating. Oh, look, you can float it. You can oh, okay, you can float the terminal window from inside of IntelliJ. That's pretty good. Does it stay on top as well? Oh, it does. That's quite nice. Yeah, nice. Okay, the chat window's in the way though, so never mind. How do I make the text bigger? Oh, resize. Oh, okay, I'm going to recap it back on. Yeah, anyway, let's go Python 3, and then let's go high level abstraction.py. So we've got it. Oh no, actually the export space AC. No, okay, I'm going to need to export all the credentials. All these AC username ones. Do I have a dot thingy in here? .env files are pretty good thing to have when you want to very, very quickly configure. Can't watch at the moment, but I am watching the stream. Alright, no worries, Fashion. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. File, so let's just go with .env. Yeah, it's probably... Yeah, well, oh, should we add it? No, probably shouldn't actually. No, should probably remove it actually. So delete. Does that just delete the file? That's stupid. You meant to be able to delete from. Just delete from git cache. No. Alright, so we'll do export. Well, if I do .env, that's not a common. No, do you know what I'm gonna do? Git ignore. I'm just gonna go .database.env. I'm gonna rename it, and I'm just gonna make it so that you guys don't get. I don't need to hide anything from you in any way. Like, it's not exactly like the credentials are gonna allow you to do anything. It's just more that .env is a pretty accepted standard. So yeah. The only other problem, of course, is I need to work out what username I used in the end. Thanks, dude. More or less. Yep, good. Good. Glad to hear it. Okay, so it looks like we do have to go in as Superman anyway, because we've got to get into that database, and we've got to work out what that username was. Alrighty. Okay, use MySQL. Alright, select host user from user. We said it was Mike, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, MySQL host 192.168.9.4 user Mike. Password. Right, yeah, great. That's what we want then. So, Mike, AC password is bad password, which is our classic here on the stream, seems to be a recurring theme. Hostname is 192.168.89.2.4, and then the database name itself is AzerothCore world. Alrighty. Right, let me just double check that. Username, password, host. That's host, not host name. Host. I'm gonna change that to host name. Okay, then we're gonna import the .database.env, and then we're gonna go Python 3 high level abstractions. Alright, no module name MySQL. So I have activated .activate. So it should be in the key error ACDB. Okay, that's fair. Alright, I think that's fair to have in there. Username. Alright. Oh, I didn't re-import the details into my local environment. So that's now just done a quick flip there. So that's essentially going to run it and executed the Python, which in turn has built the SQL statements and then just directly injected them straight into the database. Hey Blinky, good to see you again, mate. So what we should be able to do now is sudo systemctl restart world server. We can hear, or I can hear in the background that disconnected me, which makes sense. And now we can wait for the world server to come up. And then we can see that the quest has now come back, which shows that our Python is indeed working. So what we've effectively got now is basically a Python abstraction. That's effectively what we've got. We've essentially abstracted away the database via a Python abstraction. But the thing with these kind of things is that we can just go further with it, right? We can keep going further with it, because we can now create a function for effectively creating a set of daily quests on an NPC by just writing another function that wraps all of these function calls, right? That's pretty much, that's the point, right? That's literally the point. So if we look at, like, if we create a new create quest function at the top level, so we can go ahead and try this now. Then we can go quest type, quest level, min level, log title. So we've got to think about what we want in terms of What fields do we need? What's the sort of minimum that we can get away with? And what's the maximum we should expose? So that's the only downside, is that if you want to expose every single table column, then you are at risk of making it too overly complicated. But if you create an API that's too simple, then it's undercomplicated. So it's sort of a mixed bag. I think we're definitely going to need the database connection, so definitely we'll throw that in. We can see NPC ID. So I think creature ID. I think that's not good. Python creature ID. I think quest ID. Yeah, we got log title, so I think we can just go with title description. You got quest description and then you got log description. So I'm just going to call it description and then log. Need that high entry barrier so we don't have noobs going through our stuff. That's not very nice. No, it's not very nice. But yeah, fair enough. Okay, title description log, quest complete log. Okay, so we can go complete log. Okay, and then we can go, and then you've got the things like objectives, items. So then, do we then? So this is the thing, right? So then do we then go? Okay, if I go example, required item objective text. So if I go required items, right? So I go example required items, create. I know what we'll do. Why don't we? I think this is what might actually make it somewhat easier. So just have multiple high-level abstractions. So create item fetch quest, and then I think up here if you do required. This is an example object. If you then feed in an object, which could then be a list, and then for each one of these in here, if we come down, we can see that you need an objective text. It's probably a good way of doing it. So objective, and then you need the required item. So you need item ID, and then you need count. Alright, so you need this, this, and this. The quest sort ID, I need to review that and work out why I've done that again. Maybe Fire has an answer straight off the bat as to why I've put quest sort ID in there, 1519. I can't remember why I did that. There's probably some good reason for it. Quest completion log, so they're the actual, oh yeah, minimum level, quest level, min level. Okay, so then we can come up to our, we can go quest ID, title log, complete log. Then we can do what level is it? What level is it, and what the minimum level is. You could arguably say if you set the quest level, then the minimum level is that same level. So we can go with that for now, and then we can do. So we got if we're doing an item fetch quest, oh, we can also do daily equals false. So we can set a daily equals false, weekly equals false. We can do that here, and then here we can do. I guess we just do items. So items is what we can fill in with this here. So if we do the objective, which would be the text, the item ID, and the count, then we've got this objective text, required item 1, required item 2, and I believe the maximum is 5. I believe the maximum is 5. Superman should be able to just go straight in. You're having a giraffe here. Alright, fine. Use a core underscore world. Describe. I think the maximum is 5, I think. Yeah, 6. Okay, required item count 6. So a quest can have up to 6 required things. You can only have. That's interesting though, but it can only have 4 objective text entries. Okay, that's sort of annoying. Because if you want them to go and get 6 things, okay, I'm going to limit it to 4 then, because I want to use the objective text in order to, yeah, I want to use the objective text in order to be able to say, this is the thing that you need for this one thing. Reward choice. Oh, there's rewards as well. Interesting. I've got to do rewards as well. She does reward things though, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, let's just do 600. While you're digging through this table, is there a way to indicate parent-child quests? I'm not sure I get that. Parent-child quest. Yeah, there's a required quest, I believe. There's a rewards and next quest, and I think required faction value, quest type, quest level, reward. I could have sworn that there was a required NPC or object, required item, objective text. Maybe there isn't. I could have sworn that there was. So cool to see the JetBrains idea. Yeah, they are really cool. Seems strange that they wouldn't use a relational table for that. Required item count, quest completion log, allowable races, time allowed, reward faction, reward title. The reward system can just be, again, another object where these are the things that you get. Item drop. Let's head over to the AzerothCore world database. And let's have a look at the table here, because there's something that resembles documentation. Documentation is a strong word, but we've at least better than nothing. There's just actually, let's have a look at add-on as well. Actually, let's load that up in a separate window. So what is drop? Quest type, item drop. I like how these ones aren't. Okay, so like I said, it is a strong word, documentation, and as you can see, item drop 1 is very heavily documented as a column. Okay, whatever. Reward item, that makes sense. Okay, let's go to the top again. So we've got the ID, we've got the quest type, quest is enabled, quest is disabled. Quest is enabled does not auto-complete, but is auto-completed when accepted. This skips quest objectives and quest details. Okay. Quest level. Is it the whole you can only get zebra hooves if you're on this quest kind of thing? Possibly. We can try and work it out. Minimum level, wish the player to get this quest. The quest level of quest. Player receives full experience amount only if their level is less than or equal to the level plus 5. Okay. If the level is set to -1, the player level will be used. The player's level will be used as quest level for the experience calculation. Okay, cool. The entire thing is really jank. Yeah, the database is quite poor, but I guess it's been developed over a very long period of time by a lot of people, and so it's not quite. It's sort of. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Sorry, 1 second. I'm quite. Just realised how sort of backlit I am there. There we go. It's a bit better, I guess. And so it's been developed over a long period of time by a lot of people, right? So it is pretty jank. But yeah, it is what it is. Quest. This field defines under what category the quest falls in the quest log. The value zone IDs is taken from material less than. Right. Okay. Interesting. So 1519 must be a zone ID. Maybe that's what I've done there. Alright, okay. That was another thing I need to do actually, is mute the sound coming from WoW so we don't get another copyright thing. Oh, actually it doesn't matter, I didn't monetize. Okay, I'll actually leave it on. Suggested group name. Recommended number of players to do the quest together. Oh, okay, that's probably a good one. Reward faction ID. Reward next quest. The quest entry from a creature or game object The quest entry from a creature game node that ends a quest and starts a new one. The result is that if you end the quest, the new quest instantly appears from the quest giver. That's probably the only way to create see the examples section. That's probably the only way to actually create a chain, a parent-child chain. See the example section. There isn't one. Okay, let's go to add-on. So ID, previous quest ID, next quest ID. Red beard. Previous and next add-on contains extra definitions like linking quests, dependencies, and requirements for quest defining quest template table to become available to the player. Yeah, so this is what you want. Required skill, special flags, provided item count, required max rep, required min rep, required skill points, required skill ID, required mail delay. The hell? Exclusive group, next quest ID, spell, allowable classes, max level, and the ID. Okay, that don't do any of those things, so that's nice. So in here I'm doing insert into quest template. I think I do an add-on. I do an add-on, but I set it to repeatable. So I update the special flags to make it a repeatable daily quest. Or just a repeatable quest, not even daily. Just literally a repeatable quest. Literally not even daily. Okay, so I guess our object up here has to have a little bit more to it, right? So we've got the objective, the item ID, and then the count because we're doing a fetch quest. But then I guess you need example reward items. Probably also going to need example reward. Let's just call it rep. Right, so you're going to need items, rewards, reputation. Reputations, reputation, reward, item. No, reward, items. Do I use item and reward and reputation, or items, rewards, and reputation? Does plural make sense, or do I want singular? Item, reward, reputation. I guess I could do item list, couldn't I? Reward list, reputation list. Alright, so we've got objective text. So let's go back to the naming convention is not my strong suit, but been running 30 years about it, can't get the hang of it. Yeah, naming things is hard. That is actually one of the hardest things in the known universe. That and clustering. Let's go back to here. Let's go to the top again. Let's go suggest a group name. So it's a group number, sorry. Log, complete log, level, group. We'll change it to group size, and we'll set a default of 1. We'll set some default values on these. Like level you can't really set. You obviously can't set a default description or a creature ID or a quest ID. That would also need to be quest ID, total log, complete log, level first. Creature ID, you'd have to do start here as well and then end. Because you can also, I mean, they can be the same thing. They can be the same thing, but of course they might not be. So that needs to be so. We can see the API on this function is getting quite high already, right? Like we've got quite a few flags that need to be set. Oddly specific function names. Yeah, naming things is a nightmare. Let's have a look here. Alright, minimum quest sort ID, suggest a group number, required faction ID value. See, do we put those in as well? We could even have one item which is like, you could even just have one object, which is a list of objects where you come in here and you go, you know, items, and then that's a list of objects, right? Like, does that start getting too janky, or does that start getting better, right? items, and then like rewards. So it's just like one object that you pass in that contains all the sort of meatier details. Reputation, reward, reputation objects, and then they feed into each one, right? Because then I can just do a simple check on the length of those values, so I can check that the items key exists, that the rewards key exists, that the reputation key exists in the inbound object, and then I can check the array sizes as well. And so, for example, if the rewards is 0, that's fine, but reputation is fine. 0, that's fine, because basically the author of the quest might not be giving a reward. However, with items, you might be like, well, you need at least one, otherwise it's not really a fetch quest, is it? And so we can do things like that. So if we just call this example data, this is just to help reduce down the size of this, and then if we just call it data, and then at the bottom we have a group size, whether it's daily or weekly, the level, complete log, description, title, quest ID. Yeah. Okay. Eventually we can get this to the point as well where instead of having to provide the quest ID, it can go out and just either you just leave it and let it increment automatically on the database, which I don't really like, or we can get it to find one, or next available one, and use that instead. But again, you wouldn't really have access to it then. Like, you wouldn't sort of know what it's called in the database to be able to refer it, unless the function returned it for you. Might want to go with repeat duration instead of both daily and weekly to prevent someone from flagging both. Well, you would just have a flag that says, you know, if both daily and weekly are false or true, then you just return an error. You can you just return an error at that point, basically saying it can't be both. But yeah, it's probably the best way to do it. As again, it's just like making the API as sort of obvious and simple as possible. Okay, so could use an enum value. Yeah, that's true. You could do repeatability. Yeah, where 0 is none, 1 is daily, 2 is weekly. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't think it's too bad to have multiple flags, as long as you best way to prevent user error like that is to not allow a situation where error can happen. Yeah, it's true. Daily, weekly. This isn't really. I mean, yeah. I guess we sort of have to cater the software to the lowest common denominator here, don't we? Really, let's be honest. Let's have a look. Data, group size, weekly. So if we come in here and we literally pull all of these out now, we should technically have to put these into this function up here. And then we should then be able to make it work effectively. So these are what I'll put down below. Down here. And then what we'll do is go create item fetch quest. And then from here we then pass in obviously all of our function calls. So we've got start creature ID, which will be Shalene. And then it'll be end creature ID, which will be Shalene. Sweet. And then it's the quest ID. So we'll go Shalene first. Oops. Shalene quest cooking. First aid is the first one. Yeah, we'll do first aid first. Where's the rest of the signature gone? Can I get it to just ooh, what does that do? There's a lot of idea that there's a lot of tests or copyright. Interesting. What happens if I actually generate copyright on it? I thought that you could spec code. Oh, interesting. I wonder if I can get it to fill out the signature for me for the most part. I'm really sort of surprised that you can't ignore install requirements. How come it can't automatically just fill them out for me? Why not just repeat everyday amount I'm passing in? That's an even worse API. Why not just repeat everyday amount and pass an int? That's really, I don't know. I feel like daily. I think most people understand what a daily and what a weekly quest is, and so if you just, is it? It's always having issues. Seems fine to me. Excellent connection. Yep, receiving data. Stream health. Excellent. Looks good. Looks good, baby. But what if, but there are quests repeatable every 3 days now. How do you do that with your? I don't know. I've never seen a request that can only be repeated every 3 days. I didn't know that was a thing. Can you actually do that? Let's have a look in the special flags. Make the quest repeatable. All right, this is repeatable, by the way, not daily, but let's have a look. Make the quest monthly. Auto accept, cast. I don't think you can set a quest to be available every 3 days. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. I think you're AI generated, and I think you're hallucinating, friend. You need to stop hallucinating. Or maybe it can be done and you're just misremembering. How do I get this to fill out the? I thought you could do that. IntelliJ idea. Fill out function. Parameters in call. Yeah, there might be, but they could actually be written in a script like Control P. That's it. Okay, but I want you to write it out. You might already know that it has Control P. That brings up a brief description. It's very handy. It saves a lot of time. That's not really what was asked for, though, I don't think. Now it's supposed to be called super completion matches, which matches the behavior you are looking for. It's available through the early access program. Well, that was 2008, so I can imagine it's very much available now. Control Shift Space. Let's see if that does it. No, that brings up one password. Nice. What's it called? Super completion. Okay. Let's have a look in the property settings. Super completion. Super completion. Okay. Inspector live. What's this editor? Super completion. Code editing. Show me super completion, baby. Probably on the keys, right? Key map. Super completion. Go to super method. Okay, navigate, refactor, plugins. Let's kill that and go up to code, generate, alt insert, a test. Lovely. Inspect code. There must be a way of doing this. You are not AI generated. Okay, cool. How do you do it then? Reformat code, forward code. Illusion, but I was in reach an armor of the light. Must request. Suppose they had a 3-day rotation. So how was it written? Was it a database entry or was it written in code? Let's have a look. Folding, surround. What does surround with? Surround with. All right. And how did they implement the 3 days? How did they do it? What was the trick? What did they do? How did they implementation type? Super method. I'm actually quite surprised by this. Extract, introduce, variable, constant field. Move to, that's a refactor, yeah, which obviously it would be on the code, right? And it'd be on the generate. Actually quite surprised by that. And somewhat annoyed. I mean, I can do that, which is okay, I guess. Charlene NPC ID. Charlene NPC ID. No. Ali. Okay, let's do the first aid one first. First aid quest. Yep. And then it wants the title. Okay, and then we can give it the title, which we add up here anyway. So let's come up to yeah. Ha la 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 la. Let's go to here. Min level. Let's get all of these here actually. Alright, and then that's we'll do the old comment. So the value should be in somewhere. Go find it in the database for me, and I'll implement it. Title. It seems that the quests were compatible 3 days, then went poof, and it was basically a new one every day. Didn't really play during that part of Legion, so I'm working off a forum post. Okay. Okay. Alright, we'll just do the one quest for now. Quest description. Alright, where are we here? We're now at the description. Okay, we can soft wrap that. We're now at the log. Okay, so then the log description, quest description, and then the log. Yeah, all right. Then we're at the complete log, which I believe is when you're looking at your log. It's essentially what you've got to do to complete. Like, it's like when you look at your log, that's what you've got to do to mark it as complete. Then we have level, so let's just do 1, and now we need data, which is a list, an array, and then group size, and then down here we can then do you'd actually need several flags here. Actually, you'd actually need weekly, daily, and then you'd maybe even need repeatable. Oh, it's spelled wrong. Repeatable, because is that still wrong? What? Typo. Repeat. Save repeatable dictionary. Typo rename to repeat. Oh yeah, there's no E. Dope. Because you need repeatable, which is a separate thing to daily and weekly. Repeatable means you can just keep doing it over and over and over, whereas daily means you can obviously do it once, and weekly means you can only do it once every week. So that needs to be a thing in there as well. And then repeatable equals true. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Thanks for the stream. Unfortunately, you need to leave. Thanks again. No, not a problem. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you. So if we use data, if we use that as a list of objects, or if we make that an object, actually that comes in. So data, and we'll do example data up here for now. So it's not a list. It's an object that has items, rewards, reputation. This can be where the really complex stuff comes in order to minimize the API down, right? Otherwise, the API just gets mental. It just gets really, really crazy. Like it would almost effectively be the entire table again. But we wanna really limit that down to I wonder if we had separate functions. I wonder if we had almost like a create item fetch quest, and that's the higher level, and then you have attach reward to request, attach requirements to request. In order to keep the keep it so, wouldn't you also need a strict limit on the amount of entries due to the DB total? Yeah, you would, exactly, Frog. You're right. You would need to do that. Yeah, you would need to also look at the amount of items in the list and go, well, the maximum 6, so you've given me 7, so you would throw an error. So yeah, there's the function itself would get quite chunky. So I'm almost thinking that if you create the quest at the top, I'm almost thinking that you might need a I think you might need to do like quest create. We might need a quest create, quest attach reward, quest attach, and then you can attach flag, and then that's where all of your daily stuff comes in. I feel like that might be just a bit better, and then from here you could go the DBX, the start creature, the end creature. Oh, don't get me wrong. The API will still be fairly. The signature will still be fairly chunky. Yeah, we'll just do that for now. And then you'd still need the ID of the quest, the title of the log, the completion log, and then the level. But then I think you could skip, for the most part, I think you could skip a lot of the data, and then you could have like the group size and the weekly, and just have the high level stuff. Group size. And then you could have the high level stuff. And then if you had ones that allowed you to loop and attach rewards, then the function calls would just be few and far. This looks more and more like it needs to be a builder pattern. Maybe. What would that look like? Yeah. Let's have a look at an example. Alright. Builder pattern is a well-known pattern in Python world, especially useful when you create an object with lots of possible configuration options. The builder pattern can be recognized in a class which can see. Yeah. Let's have a look. Builder ABC. From an abstract method. The builder interface specifies methods for creating different parts of the built product objects. Yeah. Okay. Generally, what you're doing would fit way better in any object-oriented language. I see what you mean. So maybe we have classes then that represent these things. So we have effectively a quest class, and then we have properties on there. Let me just double check something. Sorry. Is there someone commenting on? Oh, I thought someone was commenting on the stream. I didn't even know you could do that before it went live. Yep. I'd see base quest class, then extend that to make specific type of quest. Alright. Property abstract method. From ABC import ABC abstract method. Okay. Okay. What's it? Why is it using ABC though? Like, what's it bringing in? Okay, a concrete build class follows the build interface to provide specific implementation. I've never heard of ABC. That's not a thing, is it, in Python? ABC? Are they just? Is that just an example, or I've never seen that. It is. What the friggin' hell is Python ABC? Oh, abstract base classes. Okay. Okay, this module provides an infrastructure for defining abstract base classes in Python, as outlined in PEP 3.119. See the PEP for why this is added in Python. Collection module has concrete classes derived from ABCs. Okay, that's cool. Damn. Hey, Dragon. How you doing? Okay, I think you're onto something here, Trouble. Thank you. I think you're onto something. I reckon we investigate this. Let's do it directly inside of Daisy AzerothCore, and then let's go. Let's create a new folder in here, new directory, and let's just do. Let's just call it classes, yeah, and then do new Python file, and we'll call it let's call it quest.py. Good. Messed up a sleep schedule. Just woke up and it's midnight. Lovely. Yikes. That's not going to be good, bro. From ABC import, and then let's go back to our little example here. ABC and abstract method. Okay. Abstract abstract method. Okay, and then class. So let's have a quest then. So let's. I think it'd be enough to just tag the class with some value depending on the type. I don't know how much different a repeatable quest would be to a single turn-in outside of the repeatable aspect. I think it would be enough just to tag the class with some value depending on the type. Well, I think what, for example, what Trouble's saying is if you have this, then you could have class repeatable quest. Oops. Repeatable quest, which comes from quest, and then just has like repeatable equals true, and then you can do it that way, right? Or they could have like daily quest, and then you're just abstracting from that. You're creating concrete classes out of the hotbar and setting the values ahead of time. So then someone can just go, okay, well I want a repeatable quest, so I'll create a new repeatable quest, I'll set the log title, the log description, the completion quest, etc. And then everything else is just taken care of, right? This class goes ahead and calls the DB function for you, and so on, right? So you could do like define init self, and then you could do like dbx equals none, and then in here you can go, I need at least a minimum of a dbx connection equals dbx, and then from in here you can do the you can then import all of the AzerothCore database functions that we've got in here at the top level. So here I could just import, you know, generic, so you can do from raw import, and then you can do raw insert. I think it's actually from AzerothCore. I think it needs to come in from AzerothCore dot. Really? That doesn't seem right to me. From .core.raw import raw insert delete, etc, etc, right? But you could obviously just do that as well, and then we can use it inside of here. So let's go back to the builder method. Okay, so product part A, bot P, bot C, init self.reset. Fresh build instance should contain a blank product object which is used in further assembly. Product equals product 1. Okay. Property. So what is a property then? What is it? Sorry, why would you... okay. Concrete builder 1. Okay. So then I guess if we go back to the high level abstraction and we have a think about everything that we sort of put in here, we need to know sort of, I would say, of those things, do we put those in the concrete class or the abstract class, the base class? Sorry, I have the music going on in the background, so that's why I'm World of Warcrafting you with sounds. Let me have a think here. Let's go back here. That's obviously just creating a contract and interface, right? Effectively. So what do we need then? We don't need these in here, I don't think. Or should we put those in there? I reckon we need at least the base level stuff. But what would you say? We just set them to none. Don't know why I'm doing that. Except these guys down here. Group size. Yeah, because that's going to be a default, right? Okay. I think really most of it's just... I don't think I even need this abstract class stuff. I honestly just think I need basic classes essentially. And then let's get the old init on the bounce here. dbx self dot, and then I need to obviously define a dbx object. Okay. So then, does that mean then automatically that it just goes effectively, because it pulls in from quest, it's just going to do self.repeatable equals true? Like, is that worth? I wonder if that's worth it. What's wrong with this? Call to, yeah, okay. Okay. I feel like that's sort of works, but it's also quite a lot of overkill when you can just set a flag, right? But at the same time, I guess repeatable class daily quest. I guess it's not really the end of the it's not the end of the world, is it? To just do that. Init self dbx. Come on. Super init dbx, and then just go self.daily equals true. I mean, I guess you can do that. That is, this sort of is the builder pattern in a way, sort of. I was like looking at it, but then I'm like, do I need a builder pattern? I'm sort of not convinced by it. Like, I get it. Part A, part B. Name. Director equals director. Builder equals concrete builder 1. Director dot builder equals builder. Director dot build minimum viable product. Okay. Daily would be repeatable too. That's correct. My point with the builder pattern would be you can just default the quest on being a single and add a builder flag to set repeatable and the time interval along with it, so you never have wrong flags set. Okay. What the? Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I forgot about refactoring.guru. It's pretty cool. I used this at uni actually. Let's have a look here. So, product part A, part B. Okay, the builder interface specifies methods for creating the different parts of the product. Okay. Concrete builder, and then you go builder in itself, self.reset. Self underscore product equals product 1. Why underscore product? Okay, property product. Concrete builders are supposed to provide their own methods for retrieving results. That's because various types of builders may create entirely different products that don't follow the same interface. Therefore, such methods cannot be declared in the base builder interface, at least in a statically typed programming language. Usually, after returning the end result to the client, a builder instance is expected to be ready to start producing another product. That's why it's a usual practice to call the reset method at the end of the getProduct method body. However, this behavior is not mandatory, and you can make your builders wait for an explicit reset call from the client code before disposing of the previous result. Okay. Default values, order of setting values does not matter. API is cleaner since you want a class instead of a bunch of programmers. See you, Red. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Default values. Okay. So product equals self.product, self.reset, return product. Product. And then obviously they put a type in there that returns a product 1. Okay. But then part A. Produce part A. Self.product.add. Product. Add. Okay. Java would be quest equals build and new quest build. Builder.repeatable. Quest type repeatable.weekly. Quest equals builder.build. The director is only responsible for executing the building steps in a particular sequence. It is helpful when producing products according to a specific order or configuration. Strictly speaking, the director class is optional since the client can control builders directly. All methods of a builder would return the builder itself usually. Still confusing. But, okay. Brrr. Come on, go, 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 go. Undo, undo. Get me back to where I was before. Go, go, go. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. There we go. Okay. So, what constitutes... So, we've got a builder, and we have a quest type. So then does that mean that I would do... Okay, property. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what that means. Or what's used for. Define... Okay, so let's just say it's a builder, it's a quest. So... Do I call it product? Do you think? What the? Self? You can't self. That's illegal. Okay, I'm not going to bother with the type stuff in Python. It's only a command. So yeah, so you can chain them. All method of a build would return a builder itself. Yep. So you can chain. Oh right. So you can do like builder dot builder dot builder, like sort of like keep like calling itself in order to add parameters. So builder dot set this flag, builder dot set this, sorry, builder dot builder set flag dot builder set flag dot set flag dot set flag, like that sort of thing. Build dot new quest builder. Okay, quest, don't get me wrong, I like Java too. Quest equals builder dot repeatable, yeah, dot name dot build, yeah, because they're constantly returning the same object. Alright, okay. So if we come back then, so produce product, so does then that mean that I need a whole bunch of abstract methods in here? So if I come into here to abstract method, I don't know what app property is doing here though. Property attributes, f get, f set, function to be used for getting. Okay, class x equals property get set I'm get x get it. So does that mean it automatically sets up get product set product? Yeah, you can totally do that in Python Dragon. Yeah. So let's go abstract method. So then does that mean then based on what we need? Based on what we need, do we need functions that allow you to set those things, like set log title? Is that what you guys reckon? So if I bring this into here like that, and we assume that they're like the things we want to have, do we need setters for those? Okay, so we need to do abstract method. So we do set like creature start self. God damn it! And then you do like ID. And you do, would you do self dot start creature? Oh no, you wouldn't do anything there because it's an abstract, but you do that, right? Each variable gets a setter. Okay, so then, so would I do that on a property? Can't I just do that on a property with this one of these property things? So I automatically get getters and setters. Product self, product. Although, as an example before, you usually omit the set and just do var name, at least in most languages I use. Yeah, I don't. So you think like creature start, abstract method. Not sure if it's needed in Python or not. Property. Well, we can test it. Let's get rid of that. Oh no, actually, let's bring that back in. So that's quest is then the base. So we've got product pass ID. Shadows built-in name ID. Oh, let's just do creature ID then. Self. See, they don't actually take any parameters. Concrete builder. That's sort of yeah. Python's really cursed syntax for objects. I don't really understand the example given in py there. No, nor do I. I don't think there's anything wrong with Python's syntax. I think you'll find if you go and look at the GitHub evaluation on popular languages, I think you'll find that you're definitely wrong on Python syntax being jank and Python's popularity versus Java's. Okay, director, builder, director. I don't like the builder. I don't like the director thing. I get it, but I don't want it. The build example on this page looks more like the factory pattern. I don't think there's any point using the abstract methods either. Yeah, I don't think there is neither. That's somewhat confusing. I get it, but it's sort of somewhat confusing. But I like the whole returning a builder. I do like the idea of returning a builder object so that you can chain them together, because I've seen that obviously in languages, right? Part A, part B. This part doesn't make sense because I'm not adding parts. AVC. The builder interface is vital for outlining the methods that concrete builder classes must implement. If so, there's a blue thing. Yeah, so that makes sense. That's fine. This interface enforces the implement, but I don't need multiple types of builder. You see, right? Do you see what I mean? I don't need like multiple types of. I just need a class that returns a quest that returns itself that allows you to do the set on it, right? Yeah, I agree, Frog. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I need abstraction at all. I think I just need a class, and then I can just add. I can still make a builder chain. I can still do a chain call, right? Because I'm just gonna return. Don't I just return self or whatever? Like if I just add it on. If I just want to return the object itself, and then you can just do chain. Okay. Okay, so that makes that a parameter effectively required. Yeah, okay. Alright, so these things then, I can basically say you're not actually useless anymore. Yeah, I actually do need you. Okay. Whoops. Let's go up here. None. Okay. So now in Python then, how would you go? Python 3. Can you do automatic getter setter? Class methods. Getters and setters manage attributes in Python. Where? Look at that. Real Python's quite good actually. I do like this resource. Okay, getter setter. Okay, replacing getters and setters with more advanced tools using properties. Okay. The Python way to attach behavior to an attribute is to turn the attribute itself into a property. Properties pack together methods of getters, setters, deleting, and documenting the underlying data. Therefore, properties are special attributes with additional behavior. You can use properties in the same way. Okay, employee, define name. Okay, implementation, class, name. Yep, name. Yep. Okay, so you can do property def name, return self underscore name. Okay, I see why they're doing that now. Self underscore name, but although there they don't set it to underscore name. Name dot setter. Okay, so property def name dot setter name. No, obviously allowing you to override it, like sort of override what happens to the setter. This is an enhanced version of employee. You turn dot name dot behavior into properties using the property decorator. Okay, dot name. Okay, if you want to enforce the code, the ID that could be abstract class for all your builders. One that has an ID. Yeah, that's true. Okay, must avoid bring use code. Okay. Descriptors are an advanced Python feature that allows you to create attributes with attached behaviors in your class. To create a descriptor, you need to use a descriptor protocol, especially the get, set, special methods. Okay, let's just show me an example. So init, name, birth date, start date. Okay, those three things. Property, name, return. Okay. So that must map to that. And then that must be some underlying hidden internal feature. So property start date return self. So that looks identical to me. All right, I'm gonna try. Just gonna do a quick test on. I should probably just create a small script somewhere, shouldn't I? Let's go. Oh, sorry. It's very small, isn't it? Alright. So I'm using Vim, so brace yourself for insaneness. Class A, so if I do property... Alright, so if I do define init self, let's just do name. Self.name equals name. Is it then saying I can do property define name self name? Christ's sake, where's it gone? So it's saying I can do property name self. Oh, okay, there is actually no... Oh, I see. Right, okay, I see. Okay. And then it's just returning it? Okay. Let's just do my A equals A. And then he's claimed setting that you can then do employee and then you do not named or birth dot name equals. Yeah, okay. Oops. Print my A dot name. Okay. Property name of A object has no setter. Okay. Okay, so you have got to define a setter still. So it's not automatically doing it for you. Close the file. Yeah, I do like Vim. I do miss working with Vim. Actually, it is quite nice, very fast. I just find I end up just falling back to an IDE eventually anyway. To be perfectly honest with you, I always end up just fighting going back. Not really sure what it is, but I do end up just going back to an IDE eventually anyway. So employee dev name. So you still got to do a setter though, right? So you get property gets you. Okay. That's sort of get it, but I'm also a bit like, could you just give me a default one? I mean, you can give it the same. At least you can give it the same. Signature for the most part. Return. Yeah. So return. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Self dot underscore name equals value. Okay. 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 I like ID for my overall workflow, but I'll pull out Vim when I'm working on single files. That's exactly what I do. That is exactly what I do. I find that is, for me, is definitely the best way. Definitely the best way to work. Just going to lower that light down a bit, so I can just ease off. I like sort of, because I know I'm a little bit backlit because of that back window, because we haven't got a blackout bind on it yet. So I have a LED light, as you can see on my hand there. It's quite bright. It can get insane. It can get insanely bright if I needed to. It can go to the point where it's like that's actually insane. And so I'll try not to be too backlit. All right, I like that. That's okay. I just got to repeat though. I don't like the repetition, but I guess if that's what if that's what Python offers. And don't get me wrong as well. Another language I was considering for this was Go. But because I really like Go, but I think Python is by far the most accessible language on the market. To be perfectly honest with you. Okay. So we want creature. So let's have a think about this then, because you need to specify the start creature and the end creature. So then, do we just go start creature? And go property start creature. We got self.creature ID start creature. Self.underscore start underscore creature. Creature value. I like that being value as well, because it's a bit more persistent across them all. Okay, self.start creature. Start creature self underscore. See, it doesn't quite like that. Instance attribute start underscore creature defined outside init. Okay, let me just go back to my example Vim again. Oh yeah, okay, I see. Because none of these things are being set properly, is what it's complaining about. They basically got to be set in here. Okay, alright, fair enough. Alright, cool. I think that's what it's moaning about. However, that's still complaining. Instance attribute start underscore creature. Return self. Should I always return self here? This is kind of stuff I actually like Python for. Essentially making orchestration tools, not full applications. Yeah. I think I do need to still return self, right? Because I want to be able to chain it. You are correct. Thank you, Dragon. Oops. OD. OD, baby. You are right that it is. However, it still doesn't like it. So maybe it's not aware. Add. Okay. Let me just... Actually, I want to see what that does. But that doesn't work, though. So, effectively, it's not aware of... What's this? Alright. It's essentially, by the looks of it, not aware of this functionality. So wouldn't it be star creature dot set? It is aware of it, like it actually gets it. Python properties, yeah, no, yeah, I understand. Effectively, when you add properties, you're effectively adding a... you are essentially adding a decorator. They're effectively function decorators. And so as a result of that, because they're function decorators, you can have... That's why I can... that shouldn't actually be there. Oh, hang on. It wasn't in the setter. I wonder what happens if... It's interesting. It really doesn't want it to be... See, now it's gone away. It's gone away here. Yeah. Star creature ID, star creature ID. Self.star underscore creature underscore equals value. Quest. Don't quite need that. Quest. High level abstraction. We can actually just create a new thingy in here. A new Python package. And just do build a model tests.py. Yeah, go on then. From AzerothCore.classes. Oh, from daisy.AzerothCore.classes .quest import quest. Then just do q equals quest, but we need a dbx still, so we still need to come here. So we still need a database object. A result equals database connection. What do I get that from? I want to copy these in as well. From DB import database connection. Yeah, okay. From DB import database connection. Just want to put these nice little helper functions in here. Import OS. Import sys. Okay. Quest. DBX. Okay. Isn't that because the setter can technically set the property returned in the getter? I don't know. It just really doesn't want... It just really doesn't like it. It's basically saying, hey, you're trying to set a value outside of the init. An instance attribute outside of the init. And I'm like, okay. More actions, ignore, install. I agree, Dragon. I agree. It's not exactly fluffy and nice. Let's just add a few more. So I just go property, and then I go, that's the star creature define. There's just something I want to try. I just want to check. End creature D. End creature dot setter define end underscore creature value. Oops. Yep, value. Self dot underscore creature. Oh, now you're happy with it. You're even presenting it as an option now. You absolute tit. But okay, whatever. It does not set to private with init. Does not set to private with self abuse do it. Use none, etc. Could it be that? So now the properties are technically public instead of private. I don't think there is the concept of public and private in Python, is there? I don't think that. Maybe there's decorators you can put on attributes to make them private or public, but I don't recall there ever being that in Python. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not the most advanced Python user in the world. I'm not the most advanced programmer in the world. There's certainly a lot I don't know. I think he means you achieve public private with the properties. With naming conventions they prefix with bar, but I don't know if it makes sense or even works. Yeah, I see what you mean. So you're basically saying just do that. Basically. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess you're saying just do that. What I'm worried about is with property and .setter and .getter, I'm concerned that it's doing some magic behind the scenes where you have to do that for the magic to work. But we can just test it, right? We can just do here. So now we can do quest start creature. See, it goes straight to ID, and I hate that. And then we can just do one.end creature 1. And then we can just do q.start creature. Okay. We should be able to do that, right? Non-type object is not callable. Okay. Class quest. Okay. Property start creature. Non-type object is not callable. So I think maybe. Oh, what? No, don't do that. Q. Thanks. Yeah. Can you do that? Non-type. So it's basically saying a Q doesn't equal anything. But it does. Non-type object is not callable. Oh, because they're not doing the return. Sorry. If you do a property on there, and then you do... Yeah, that's just going to be super, like... There's going to be a lot of fluff there, because you're going to have to do the... Aren't you going to have to return self every time? Aren't I going to have to do, like, return self in here? So instead of having a getter property, like a setter property, which I think you need anyway... what if I... If every time I call these functions, don't I have to return the whole object in order to be able to do chaining? Which is a really nice feature, right? A lot of people... Okay. Okay. So you're saying here needs to be returned. Okay. Setters don't do that. Okay, return self. Why doesn't it like that? Setters should not return a value. Okay. Well, there we go. We just got told. We just got schooled, yo. So that's not a thing. Okay. Let's where are we here? Still got a good connection. We've still got a good connection, baby. Let's Python 3 chaining class method calls. Alright, let's have a look what we got here. Geeks for geeks, best method chaining, let's go. But yes. So how do we do that there? Okay. Yes, table contents, what is it? We know what it is. Benefits, method chaining in strings, list, bound, object, OP, okay. Return self. Okay. So it doesn't like it because it's using a specific... Yeah, okay. I think they just don't decorate them, pretty much. They're just not using this property functionality effectively. And then I sort of get that. Like I don't really care about a getter and a setter. I care about setters, of course. So I want I want this, right? Because I want to be able to set it and then return self. So I want this. This is what I want. I want this. And then if you want to go and grab the value, start creature ID. I think I'm going to get rid of ID. I think that's going to be effectively implied. Oh yeah, of course it's there as well. Silly me. Okay. But then I guess they overlap, right? Q equals quest tbx dot start underscore creature 1, end creatures 1. I guess you still got to do set, because then you got the property names are the same, aren't they? Whoops. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because I'm then just calling the functions themselves instead of actually the IDs. 1 and 1. Yeah, okay. 1 and 1. Okay. Well, I do like that. Let me have a think. Because if you have like star creature, like so if I go title here, right? Title self value self dot title equals value. The problem is I can then return self. Cool, but we've got a function called title and a property called title. So do I make these all underscores? So do you see my problem? Because like if I want to go and fetch it, I might just want to do star creature. Okay, what's the quest.star creature? But then do I do star creature underscore star creature to get the property? Python 3 class properties, property names versus setter getter names, and also Python 3 What am I trying to ask here? Creating getters and setters. It's probably just going to be that same get name, set name, define method, get name, set name with your new class, the get name method. Setters and getters manage attributes in Python. That's the real Python one again, so it's probably just going to be the same thing again. Wow, that scroll was crazy. Why does the delay on the scroll just take me there? Deciding whether to use getters or setters properties. Okay, run costly transformations, take extra arguments and flags, use inheritance, raise exceptions, avoiding slow methods properties. Okay. I don't know. Well, I think given that when you're using properties, that it doesn't really like you doing the whole return thing. So I think I'll undo that. I'm going to get rid of ID, quest ID, start creature, end creature quest title. Yeah. I guess quest ID should probably be quest ID, because if you do self.quest, you might be confusing. The API might be confusing with regards to referring to, is that another quest object or... I think if I do individual set of getter functions as well, I think it will enable more complex things like being able to say quest dot next quest, and then inside of the value for that you could just pass it another quest object, and then it works it out, goes and gets its ID, and then sets up the right table for you. That makes sense, right? So am I doing set here, do we think? It's interesting, isn't it? Like, you don't want it to be... You don't want overall a language to be too clunky. I wonder if let's remove those for a second. Add a type hint, okay. None, okay, lovely. Okay, generate. Oh, it's alt insert. Override methods, implement methods. What do you mean? Why you ignore me, yo? Let's do add the type hint. And then what if you go... Why can't it just create getters and setters for me? I mean, come on. I'm pretty certain that can be done. Let me save this. And let me try opening PyCharm. Okay, file open. Yes, this window's fine. Isn't that how you... Ah, there we go. Yeah, sweet. Okay, let's close these. We're gonna have to switch. Oh no, we are in the right thingy. Okay, configure core. Yep, use that one. Sweet. Let's run over to quest. Generate. You still can't do it. So literally an IDE built specifically for Python can't generate. I must be doing something wrong here. That cannot be right. You can't generate getters and setters. Am I missing something here? Code completion, basic type matching complete current statement, colon line completion, inspect code, code cleanup. Yeah, do a code cleanup for me. No, just do this file, analyze it. What happened? You indexed everything? Lovely, thanks. Okay, I need you to be able to create, refactor, introduce constant field parameter, pull members up, push members down, rename, introduce a variable, introduce a constant field parameter, extract a method, extract a superclass, inline it. What does that mean? Yeah, you can't inline that. That doesn't make sense. Refactor. What does extract method? No. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Method name. Return complete log. What the f... How did you get to complete log from that? Extract method. Cannot perform refactoring at the class level. Okay. Okay. Override methods. What does that do? No. Okay. Fair enough. Implement methods. Let's go JetBrains, PyCharm, generate getters and setters for class property. There is a way of doing this because I've seen people doing it. I've seen people do it. Okay, code generate or alt insert. IntelliJ provides multiple ways to generate common code constructs and recurring elements. Additionally, IntelliJ IDEA provides code completion and emit support. Okay, generate code. In the main menu, code generate, alt insert is what I've been pressing. Generate menu, click constructor. Generate a constructor for a class. So let's just see if we can do that. So generate. So literally, I mean, I already have it. I've got a breakpoint set because I already have it. So let's just get rid of it. Save the file. And then go. Okay. Well, according to the docs, alt insert should be giving me generate menu, which it does. Alt insert. And then in the generate, click constructor. Have I got to be inside of it? There's no constructor in here. I feel like there's just like a lot missing. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a hell of a lot missing there. Delegation methods, generate equals, has code, getters and setters, right? The IDEA can generate accessor and mutator methods for fields in your classes. Generated methods have only one argument, as required by JetBrains API. I don't have fields, but I did have field. I do have a field, but I didn't have fields before. Override method, implement methods. Override methods, implement methods. Control I. I think that's. Okay, in the generate, copy all the following. Okay, public my class. So let's reiterate that I want it to be Python. Well, I'll just say PyCharm. Auto generate getters and setters. Okay. Okay. Must be something missing here. You've probably already seen my answer in your ticket, but I'll duplicate it. PyCharm doesn't have getter setter generator, but instead has prop and props live templates, which serve vaguely the same purpose. Bit of a shame self-promotion. Okay, there's a public plugin for it. You know how it is. Ha, nice. PyCharm doesn't have getter and setter generator, but instead has prop and props live templates. Okay, PyCharm prop and props templates. How do they work? Live templates. Creating and applying live templates. Let's see what these do. You guys ever heard of this before? Expand a live template. Use live templates to insert common constructs into your code, such as loops, conditions, declarations, or print statements. To expand the code snippet, select the corresponding template abbreviation and press tab. Okay, class my tab. Okay, let's see what he does here then. So class my tab. Oh, okay. Class, yeah. Type faster, bro. What the hell? My class. Great. Okay. So you typed in class, and then you went to built-in, generate a stub class. Okay. So you're saying because it's a live template then? Are you saying if I go start creature, it doesn't do anything? None. Okay, define. If I do init, it's got predefined. But does it have a stub? Okay, equals, okay, in itself. So if I do self dot, if not, if are these live templates, main print while if n if while if main equals, they look like they're sort of, what's a oh, Jesus, what the hell's a quest object? Yeah. Okay. So apparently we have to come into here for the live templates. Code and file and code templates. Python, stub, script. Unit test. Okay. Live template, sorry, I didn't see that there. There's Python. Oh, okay. I think the idea is that you type in a keyword and it picks it up. Is that what I meant by prop? Yes. Okay. Prop and props. So if you do star creatures none, are you basically saying that if I go init, okay, define, init self, pass, can I then do prop? Start creature return star creature self.star creature. Okay, and then it sets property. Lovely. And then what's props? Oh, okay, what's this here? Dot get it up. Okay, so I do start underscore creature. I see what they're doing here. They're effectively saying self.star creature. Okay. It doesn't do all of them though. It just does property star creature returns self.star creature dot setter dot deleter. Okay. But you can't return in a property. You can't return yourself in a property, so you don't get that nice chaining thingy. It also doubled up that. Unless I did that, to be fair. Okay. And you have an unresolved reference to property. Create function property. Configure Python interpreter. I feel like property does just work though. Star creature, star creature, star creature. That's the getter, and then the star creature deleter, setter, deleter, and then obviously that's the getter. Okay. So then, am I doing end creature? We'll get there eventually with this. I do feel as though it's sort of on the right path. Self.end creature. That didn't put a deleter in, even though I selected props. So star creature. Okay. Props. Props. Oh, props D. I must have not have done end creature. Self.end creature. Okay. And so that means that you can't chain it like that, but instead you have to do that. End creature. Quest does not take DBX. Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. I didn't actually add that in yet. Maximum recursion def exceeded. Whoa! Self.start creature. Really? Oh yeah, because of course it's got to be the underscore, right? So that's why they do the underscore. That's why they're doing the underscore there, otherwise you get recursion. Which is what I was saying earlier about the thingy being silical. Quest object has no attribute star creature. Did you mean star creature? Hang on. What line? 13. Return self underscore star creature. Star creature. Return self underscore star creature. Is it because you've got to go in here and... Okay. Star creature equals none. Quest object has no attribute underscore, so did you mean star creature? I thought... Okay, it doesn't like that property. Thing at all. Code, applying code to code snippets. Okay. Let's have a look. Creating live. File templates. Alright. Generating code. Getters and setters. That's that one there. Okay. Okay. This guy's created an actual plugin for it. It's sort of nice, I guess. Yeah, interesting. So, unfortunately, can't do any updates. What's this? What's new? Okay. Current version not available on PyCharm. Please update. Must not work. Okay. Okay, I think on overall we have to do that, I guess. Oops. Q dot star creature. Okay. Q equals quest. Q dot star creature 1. Okay, so it's a non-object now. Init self. Okay. Oh yes, of course. Okay, end creature. So let's go end creature equals value, and then self.end creature equals none, I guess. Self dot underscore star creature equals value, and then the deleter self dot star creature equals none, I guess. Yeah, still happy with the non type though. That's sort of odd. Print Q. Oh. What do you mean invalid? Why is it invalid? It's not invalid. Shut up. Why is it invalid? What the hell? What's that one? 21. Fake intel. Nice. Okay. Cancel. There's a perfectly valid virtual environment here. Why is it invalid though? Bin. No parent configured. I don't understand. Edit, inspect profile setting, run inspection. You actually used it before. Project SDK. Python 3.1.2 AzerothCore data invalid. Why would that be invalid? I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Alright, well, anyway, look. I think we're going off a little bit of tangent. I'm going to go take a break for a few minutes. I think we're definitely on the right track with the API. I think it's a good idea. I think the builder model is a good idea. Obviously, Python's not fully affording itself. I don't necessarily want to explore another language because I feel like Python is a good choice. It's pretty highly available and widespread, whereas things like Java and Go and any other language really isn't easily as accessible as Python is, I feel. But give me a few minutes and I will be back. Just making a coffee. I will be back momentarily. Alright. Alrighty. Okay. Here we go. Alright. What's going on? What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? So I guess all of these errors are because obviously... Well, actually... Line 25. This interpreter should be working fine down here. Because all it's effectively doing is just using... Why would it be a non-type though? It's right there. Have I called star creature? Have I called the wrong thing? Star creature, star creature, star creature, star creature. Star creature self. Return self underscore star creature. Self underscore star creature equals none. Self underscore end creature equals none. I guess because it's none. But then I'm calling a function, right? Super confusing. I'm even thinking, well, first of all I need to sort out this goddamn Python interpreter problem. Why can't you just work with a virtual environment? Pretty insane. Okay. I'm going to close PyCharm now. Yeah, I'm going to go back to IntelliJ IDEA. Hang on. That was PyCharm, that was IntelliJ IDEA, so let's get rid of that. That's PyCharm. So it was actually IntelliJ that was compared. Okay, let's exit that. PyCharm. Oh, yeah. Well, PyCharm is IntelliJ. You mean IDEA. IDEA is just a general mega IDE. It's a sort of all-round one which can technically do everything. But yeah, pretty much. Python. Okay. Non-object callable. Okay. I mean, no. Man, this is gnarly as hell. Would have been done by now if it just had flat functions. All this is going, and we're just having properties. Alright, dbx, none. We're gonna do good old simple, keeping it simple, biatches. Model quest, we're gonna do dbx. Alrighty, so what do we need? What do we need? Let's go over to high level abstractions. This is what I consider to be required at this point in time. Are these things? That's what I'm pulling from. Okay. Let's unquest those. ID, quest ID. Oh, actually, sorry, no, actually a better thing to do would be to pull the function, wouldn't it? I had that function earlier. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Gonna do properties. Wouldn't you just go int? Is it int or number? Number, and instead of default value 1. Repeatable. Boolvar. Is it bool? Can't remember what it is. I thought it was bool. No, okay. 3 type hinting. Whoa! Good typing, Mike. Just give me a list of type hints. Yeah. I wonder if a boolean is just considered an integer. Oh, there's a lowercase bool. And wouldn't that just be int if I just want a number? Yeah, that's... Yeah, daily false. Weekly bool equals false. And then these don't have any, so dbx would be... I want to leave that as none for now. That would definitely be an int. That would definitely be an int. Definitely be an int. It would be a string. String. Int. And then data we won't have in here. Okay, from numbers import number. Don't need that. dbx. Alright, so I think we need we do prop. Let's see what prop d does. So we do that's just gonna do the whole stupid property thing again, isn't it? Alright, I'll tell you what then, you're saying macros. Let's define our own what's a majiggy wig? A live template. Can you create your own Python? Yeah. Oh, you can create a live template. Okay. It's my user template, and it's going to be called Python setter getter deleter. Does Python things with a Z. Alright, template text, no idea. How do you do that? Oh, what's this? Class. Ah, that's cool. You can set the context. That's pretty cool. Alright, so then how does a props one work? Let's have a look at the template. Property. Ah, okay. Oh, actually let's go to props D. Yeah, props D. Okay. I like the way it gives you this tiny little box to work in. That's really good. Okay. Oh, if you just do name. Oh, fuck it, get name. Return. I mean, that's true, but wouldn't you also just do self underscore name? I feel like they... Why wouldn't they have done that on the other one? Am I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. I've gone insane. I've gone nuts. The coffee wasn't even for me. Maybe I should have made myself another coffee as well. I don't even see the point in a deleter. So that can go away. Okay. Hang on, let me just go back to that for a second. Settings. Does Python things. That's the abbreviation, right? So I don't think live templates are what you expect. I don't think do you not reckon? Do you not reckon? Setget. by setget. Setget. You sure? It is, Emmett. Yeah, I agree entirely. Why do you think that? Start creature ID. Start creature ID. Oh, it's got pass in there. Do. Set equals value. Silly me. Why? That's exactly what I want. I'm just going old school with I thought you just wanted to do an action on a variable and create it directly from it. I thought you just wanted to do an action on a variable and create it directly from it. Sorry mate, I'm not sure I get that. I just need to correct it actually. Get, return, if you do a get name. I think I just need a setter. Because you can get the name via the property, so I think I just need to do setter, and then I need to do self.name equals value return self. God damn it. Ha 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 ha. Equals value return self. You don't think that's what I need? So if I come into here, I've got all those things, so am I just going to do setter? Set. Is it called PY setter? What did I just call it? Settings, user, setget. Oh, okay. I'm just going to call it super setter. I'm just going to call it setter. So if I come in here and do setter, I should be able to then just do creature start ID and then self.to equals value return self. I don't care about that. I thought you just wanted to put cursor on daily, control enter or something, and it automatically create a setter. Okay. Let's have a look at that. Let's try it out. So could be a macro. How would you go about creating that? So it's got Emmet here. It's already got Emmet here. We just created a live template, but you're suggesting like a full-on macro, right? So how do we do that? Is there a way of doing that? Do you know? Editor, general, got a post marquees. There's macros, yes, okay. And do they appear in the menu as you just implied? Key map, plugins, macros, start macro, edit macro, start macro. Okay. Well, that sounds complicated, but okay. Edit macros. Start macro recording. But how does that add a I don't get it. I sort of get it, but I don't get it. Like, are you saying now I now do define set creature start creature ID self creature ID equals tab self that equals return self, and then edit macro stop macro recording. Okay. Create setter edit macros put cursor on variable, start recording, select variable name, go to enter file, type set paste. Right, okay, I see. So like maybe at the beginning here, and then go edit, start macro, and then you go boom, boom, go to the end, define, set, paste, self. I'm gonna go with value, enter, stop recording. Okay. So you reckon if I do that, and then I come here, come to the beginning of it, edit macro. It's just I obviously don't have a shortcut for it. Yikes. I think it's an interesting concept. It's a bit broken, just a little bit. I think I'm going to go with my setter. Creature start creature ID. I think I'm going to go with that, to be honest with you, because then I can just do setter end creature ID. I think from a Vim is better at macros. Yeah, I agree. I think from this perspective, it just seems a little better. There is also something they've not been considered, which is AI. We haven't even looked at using AI to do it. Let's see how good its AI is. You get a 30-day free trial, and I can also just pay for it. But it's fine. Right, let's see what it can do. Let's see what it can do. Yeah, we're going down the right path with this, though, right? With regards to, you know, the idea, like creating the press the wrong button again, creating the builder pattern. So I'm gonna move PyCharm along to here. Actually, I think it's definitely the right idea. Restart it, baby. Oh yeah. Okay. Quest dot set creature star creature. No, it's not what I typed. Set star creature ID 1 dot set end creature ID 1, and then print q dot star creature ID. Print q.end creature ID. What are you giggling at? High level abstractions, quest. So those work. Start free trial, get AI pro. Alright, let's start a free trial then. Oh my god, your free trial's ended. Oh. What are we looking at? AI Enterprise, where? What can you do with AI? What's included? All AI program plus user access management, on-premises installation. Okay, definitely don't need any of that. What else is there? Buy now. 8 a month. Monthly billing, yearly billing, 10 a month. I am tempted. I do want to see what it can do. I do want to see what it can do. Am I logged in? Have I got to do this off camera? Please provide an email address we should send you a license. Oh yeah, okay. No. We'll come back to that. I'm happy with these little limit things. End creature quest ID. We just need to get the interface going for now, so we can get a basic in place. So I do like the idea of quest with functions for setting things like the rewards, like add reward and stuff like that. I think that's a good idea. So I think what we need down here is, if we go back to here in the data, we were looking at items, rewards, reputation, right? Okay. Wouldn't there be a list of dict like that? Can't you do that? You can do that, can't you? Rewards, list of dict. Let me bring this back up here. Sorry, I think the audio would have been a bit low there. Items, reward, reputation, list of dictionaries. Reputation. Love it. Okay, group size. We've got some defaults in here. We've got level, complete log, quest ID. Yeah, okay. Quest underscore. Okay. Then we've got quest ID. Then we've got title. It's a shame you can't do like a live template that can go like and loop over like a lot of stuff at once, if that makes sense. So we got title, we got description, setter, title. I think it's completion, isn't it? Description, we got log or complete log. Okay, log, complete log. It's sort of like going, oh, you want to do set level as well, and like sort of getting it there, if that makes sense. It's sort of working it out. Then you got items, value. So it's sort of like at last sort of kicked in and gone, macros plus live template. Oh my god. I like the way it's just sort of worked it out, gone okay. Okay, well we're gonna need these hey, okay, cool. So it's done those things thanks to the power of AI without even needing to install AI. I could go to ChatGPT. I wonder if this can be integrated with ChatGPT. I wonder if it has that integration. Hi Charm, ChatGPT integration. Ew, ew. Oh my god. Ew. Icky. You need custom plugin. Oh, icky. Whoa, what was that? Okay. Horrible typing.
Let's use the AskGPT plugin to create data classes for...
Let's not do that. Goodbye. Okay. So, anyway, you need a custom plugin. Okay, so we've got our setters that also return self, so we can chain them together like that, which I think is quite nice. Oh, really? I've never seen that before in Python. That's interesting syntax. Okay, does it still work? Right. Okay, apparently you've got to do that in order to... Okay. Python does have its quirks. I feel like that's like a lot of work just to be able to chain them together, right? Do you think it's even worth it in the end? Like, is there really that big of a... Like, if I'm doing this, and then I'm going q.creature start template ID equals 1. Is that really that big of an issue? It's also quite common in Python to do that. And if I was to do that, I could like keep these, I could keep all of these. And then I could, or rather I could get rid of these. And then you've got your, you know, everything, that's effectively the whole class essentially done until you go, you know, build or apply. Ugh, why does it, okay. Ugh. Define, apply. Yeah, you're good there? Feeling good there, PyCharm? Thanks. And then in here's where we then build everything. And then this is also where you do checks, right? So like you go if self dot repeatable and self dot daily, you know, return. I like the, I don't know how you feel, but I really like the Golang. I really like the Golang return error result thing. So you have like result and then error. I actually really like that. And so here you could go quest cannot be repeatable and a daily. And then like true, there is an error, right? Sometimes I hate it, yeah. Or do I return like none? Do I return, oh god damn it. That, okay. Okay. Or do you know, do I have an error class inside of Daisy at the top level, right? Do I have a Python up here? Error.py. Daisy error, and then I have my I don't think, exceptions. Do I want to throw exceptions? I think that's a bit much. Self dot error equals error. Yeah, just like that, I guess. And then I can expand on that later on. No exceptions. Yes. Agreed. From daisy dot error import daisy error. And then will I just return a daisy error here and put a quest cannot be repeatable and daily. Pick one. Pick one, baby. That works, right? But with exceptions, though, you would try catch. I find try catch is a bit. I don't know. Oh, hang on. Goes back to error quest. So get.daily equals true. You could have functions like .daily like that, couldn't you? If you wanted to. So you could go def daily and then do self.daily equals true. I think that's a nice API. Defined above without you. Redeclare daily defined above without usage. Oh yeah, you've got a value, I guess. Oh, you could do is daily. Now that is daily. Define is weekly. I think once we've nailed this down, you could also do self.daily equals false. You could actually undo the other ones. Repeatable. It's false. Or you can have repeatable with an enum for daily, weekly. I feel like the language is a little bit cleaner in this regard. Oops. Oh yeah, I see. What I like about this too, weekly, yeah, false. Oh, I see, yeah, daily false. True. Is the, you know, you can put it, you can have each function easily commentable. I wonder if also it's worth returning self on those. Do you think it's worth returning self on all of them? So that if people want to do the whole chaining thing, they can? Yeah? Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I think that is... I wouldn't have it on apply. I wouldn't have it on apply. Because then you can do like is daily. Quest.is daily. And then do quest.start creature ID equals 1. Q.end creature ID equals 1. Q.apply. And then you can do error. Error equals if error p error error dot error. Okay. Cool. And then if you do is weekly, I guess you would still work. I guess it would just be a case of going, documenting it correctly so that it's clear as to what, you know, what you're doing. So weekly should be true. Yeah, that's where. So that works fine. Okay, I like that. I think that's nice. I think that's a nice API. I don't think that's too so I don't think it's too esoteric or obtuse. You know, is repeatable, is daily, is weekly. It's pretty good. You can still needs to do a check, I guess. So I guess I think I want that to be. I think I'd want that to be a separate function. I think. Or I guess you can make that a public function. And then you do this kind of stuff. And then you could go error equals self.validate. So if error, return error. Otherwise then we then start applying, right? Only because I think that the validate function will get quite big. If self.daily and self.repeatable and self.weekly. Oops. Quest cannot be daily and weekly. Guess you have to almost come up with all combinations, which would be a bit annoying. So I guess, I mean, this is just a start. I'm just trying to actually get the API in order, because when it then comes to creating other things like NPCs and stuff, I'm going to have to redo the same thing. I'm going to create classes for them. So then the whole API sort of question comes around again. What does that look like, right? What does that actually look like? Okay. If self.daily and if self.weekly and self.repeatable cannot be weekly and repeatable. Oops. Cannot be repeatable and weekly, and then all three, I guess, right? If self.weekly and self.daily and work it out. Self.daily, yeah. No. Weekly, daily, repeatable. You dumb. Cannot be weekly, cannot be repeatable, daily, and weekly. I think that makes sense. Okay, cool. The reason I put that in, because even though I've got those methods there, is obviously there's nothing, you know, stopping someone from just going q dot daily equals true, right? Because it's obviously an open thing, right? Quest cannot be daily and weekly. So a test definitely needs to be there. Okay. So now group size. So now it's high level abstractions. So let's think about what needs to be done now, right? So we got to do raw insert into table. So let's assume. Oh no, we need things like items and stuff now. So you add reward item. And then we need to look at the. If I just come down to here. Okay. Required item. Oh, that's right. She didn't actually give. Let's start with the required item ID. Actually, required item ID. Required item ID. Let's do that first. Okay, so let's do required item. Let's do item ID. And then I think I want to do required item ID and the required item count. Item ID count. And then I think I want to do the objective text as well in this one thing, objective text. Oops. I feel like that makes sense to have it here because you've sort of got to do it anyway, right? Append. Yeah, that does make sense. Okay. And then we were going to go with essentially that, weren't we? Except we don't need those now. Okay. I feel like that should be up there. That should be there. That should be there. Item ID. Count. And objective text. Okay. So if you can add a reward item ID, and an account on the objective text. Because one of the things I eventually wanted to do was have more abstract functions so that you could, like for example, if you pass in an item ID, account, and then an objective. Yeah, no, I guess that would make sense. I was going to have it so that the quest functionality, the actual code, could also create the item for you, and the same with the NPCs. Like a really high level, here's a display model, here's the name of the NPC, here's a subname. Here's the XYZ. Just create it. I don't care. I just need it to exist. But I guess there's no big harm in just having a function for creature that you just go in and just call a function, right? I guess create a class, call a function. Guess that makes it a bit easier. Self items append. Alright, add reward item. Define. Right, so we've got reward item. Oh no, actually sorry, not reward item, required item. Yes. Yes, self.items, yes. Add reward. Okay, so this one's not thingied in the not covered in there, so we need to come into reward choice item ID. Okay, so you need an item ID for a reward choice and then the quantity, and you can have 6 of them. So here for required items, required item ID, you can have reward item, reward choice item. So that's another thing to consider. Reward faction, reward. Hey, what is your reward? Reward choice item drop reward item. So you can have 4 of them. So you'd have to go if if the length of self dot items is equal to 4, then you have to return a good old Daisy error, right? Cannot exceed 4 required items. I feel like already this is getting to the point where it would just be better than dealing with raw SQL. For an end user, right? If you wanted to, and the thing is as well, with at this higher level, with actually calling the classes, you can create, you can create a list of things that you want to, and then you can just do for, x in A, q equals quest dbx, q dot, q dot weekly equals true. If you can just loop over a big list of dictionaries, create a quest object, and only have to technically implement the call once. I do like that. High level abstraction quest. Add required item. Okay, add reward. Reward item 1. Reward item 4. So there's a limit of 4 there too. So you need item ID count. Yep. If self dot rewards. Lovely. If the length of self dot rewards equals to 4. Cannot exceed 4 rewards. Otherwise, self dot rewards dot append item ID count. Return self. It's learning. It's only gonna don't be long before it takes over my computer. The hard part of this is going to be building the... No, I guess it won't be actually, but it might be... The hard part will probably be building the columns and the values, dictionary, value lists to then put into... the actual call. Don't actually need to word those at the moment, not really listening to anything. Sorry, I'm just thinking what the end result's going to look like. That's fine. Let's get add reward, add required item. If we just go to her high level abstraction, all we actually had was objective required items and then a quest sword ID. Log description. So I want to implement that quest, right? So if I go ID, first aid ID, sorry, because I'm in the higher order function at the top, so I can't see any of the... Yeah. Okay, first aid and cooking. I think I'm going to go in... delete from quest template where entry equals yeah, it is ID. Okay, cool. We're going to delete the quests and then so many connections to things, man. Restart. So you're going to see the real world server. Yeah, of course. Sweet. Alright. So the restart, those questions shouldn't be there. The restart probably had bugs in them as well in the output from the server restart, because I had quest start and end connections to a quest that didn't exist. So that's probably a thing that's running crazy in the background. So right now, as long as I've got all the other stuff at the top, I can leave the required items in. I can leave the reward for now. I can set the is repeatable. So effectively I can go quest equals bar dbx, and then I can go is repeatable. Then go to star creature ID equals Shalene. Don't have them here. Okay. Hope they find them in here at the higher level. Yeah. All right. Shalene NPC ID. I also wonder whether end creature ID. Actually, no. You could actually make that. You can make that optional, and if it's not provided, you could just assume that it's the same creature, right? I feel like you could do that. I feel like you could just... You could set that to none, and then in the apply I could go, if end creature's none, then just set it to start creature whilst building out the thing. So q.quest_id equals Shalene. We'll go with the cooking one first. No, the first aid one. Cooking one. First aid one. God damn it. Alright, so now let's have a think about what else we need to set. So we've got the star creature, the quest ID, the title. If we come back to here, this is all of the stuff here essentially, isn't it? Okay. Shalene title. I just want to have them a little bit neater right now. Title, so that is the log, right? That is the description. Yeah, if I... Oop. Okay. Okay, don't want to insert the description and then the log. Quest log. And then that is the completion log, right? Okay. Complete log. And then one. Quest level. Okay. Okay, quest dot. So then we go title equals Shalene quest title, quest description, quest dot description. Oh yes, sorry. Equals description. Get there eventually. Log equals Shalene quest log. Complete log dot completion log. Complete log, and then the quest dot level equals Shalene quest level. Obviously, I could have just put these on the end of here. Obviously, but I didn't want to. So shut up. Okay, apply. I can even do a validate myself, right? I can do if not q.validate, or if q.validate, because if you return an error, then we can do p error. No, I need to capture the error output from it. That's okay. We'll use apply because it does that for you, for us again, effectively. If error, p error, error. Although I can just pass in an error and then I can just pull that out myself. Otherwise, print OK. Right, so the apply doesn't exist yet. They've added it, but it doesn't exist. So now what we've got to do is effectively determine how to do that. So from the high level extractions perspective, this was all the stuff I had to do in order to implement the quest. Sort of as is. So apply. Have you gone in to the right level? Okay. Okay, code. Code cleanup. Okay. Code. Where is the? It's sort of meant to auto lint, but I haven't configured that. Reformat file. Yeah, whole file. Formatted 4 lines. Right, so this is what I had to do. So error equals result, and then I do a raw insert. So that will be self.dbx. We know it's the quest template because we're creating a new quest. So the table can be hard coded. And then the data to the function expects to see a list of objects, right? So we can just create a list of one object for now. P error. We could just gonna go if error raw insert return true, no data given. Daisy, we're gonna do a daisy error, no data given. Yeah, okay. If error equals call insert, okay. Just return error. Okay, if error, return error. Otherwise we return none. I've got to refactor this essentially to work with daisy errors now. Daisy error. Okay, return call delete. If not dbx, return daisy error. Yep. Okay. Oh god, I hate insert mode. Stop it. Stop it, you. None. Just gonna go with none. I did have false and none, so there was like, is there an error, true or false? Then okay, what is that error? It was going to be the second parameter. Daisy error, turn none. No. Okay, it's getting warm in here now. The fans on my system are kicking in to compensate for the heat in this room right now. That's also wrong now. Can would you do or like that? Does that make sense? Yeah. I think that makes sense, right? Daisy error, delete, daisy error. Where are we here? Daisy error. Return. Daisy error. Return. Daisy error. So that's all of them going through. So then in quest, we're just going error. Error equals raw, insert into table of db quest, and then the data. And then the ID that it expects to see is self quest ID. Quest enabled, yeah, definitely want that. Quest level, self.quest level, minimum level, quest level, minimum level, self.level. Title, self.title, self.description, self.log. Alrighty, so we can't actually call that up straight away. because we need to go new quest equals this, because we need to add to it, right? So eventually we're just gonna do new quest. We're just gonna do that essentially. And then we can actually just forego pretty much all of that right now, and then just do return none, because we can just work with the one function call in order to... We can just deal with the one function call for now, just to see if it works. Is what we can do. So all of these quest types are new object, self, but these completion quest sort ID, I'm going to ignore that for now. Completion log, objective, required. Let's comment them out. We now need to add them and build them in, right? Completion log, oh, except for completion log. Log description, self.completion log. Yeah, self.completion log. And then the rest can be built in, right? So daisy.AzerothCore.constants. Raw, yeah. daisy.AzerothCore.constants. Constants, import quest type enabled. Okay, and now what we can do is we can go if the length of self.required items add required items. That's, I'm gonna have to refactor this actually to I'm gonna have to refactor to required underscore items. Where raw exclude. Okay. Quest add items if length self.items. Yeah, that's fine. Required items. It's gonna have to be required items. Add required item. Required item. Self.required items. Add reward. Is repeatable. Is daily validate. The is repeatable and is daily stuff will come later. Now we can go if the length of greater than 0. We're going to assume that the add item. No, we'll have to do a double check here, and actually let's just do required items count equals length required items. I feel like the AI has been turned on already, and it is actually is less than 5 because it can only be 4, right? And 5 pass. What don't you like? Simplified chain. You can do that. If oh, okay. Oh, of course, yeah. Okay. If 0 is less than. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So at least, so it's at least 1 because 1 is not less than 0. 0 is less than. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's very clever. Pass. So if. So then what we can do for item in self.required items. And then we need to get the actual thingy as well, don't we? So Python loop list get loop iterator value. It's like I need return each value loops into the value iterate over list. At least I need to get the get index, don't I? That's what I need effectively. Dot enumerate. Okay. For item index in enumerate. Enumerate. Okay, so now we've got our index and an x, so it's the other way around. Cool, for item da da da, because we need that in order to be able to append it on the end, right? So what we need to then do is go new quest, and then we can do a thingy string in here, and so we can do required item ID, required item ID I. You were on the right track. Equals item ID. Yeah. Okay, and then you need required item ID count. That should build that up quite nicely. And I only need that for this particular one, but what I also want to do is go new quest. Oh, that's right. Were we checking the required items as 4? I think we misunderstood this before because we said required reward item 4. Required reward item drop reward. Required NPC, required item 1, 2, 3. You can actually do 6 required items, but the objective texts, it's the objective text that was limited to 4, right? What the hell? Used to define non-standard objective text that show up in a custom example, and the number gets added by non-standard objective tests. All right, what if we just omit that then? Let's just see what happens if we omit that. So now, instead of trying to go straight to the database, I think what I want to do is just go print new quest for now. Okay, self.required items. Self.required object has no attribute required item. Did you mean add required items? It's right there. Did I do it wrong? What are you talking about? Required items count equals length of self.required items. Quest object has no attribute required items. Did you mean add required items? I did not. I meant required items, which is right there. Okay. That's really confusing. Have they got to be set in here? Are they just type hints, but like if you don't put them in the initializer, then LOL smiley face, self dot okay, and then we know that already. Wait, okay. Okay. Oh, there's a way of you can do that, can't you? Yes, okay. Ding 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 ding. Happy for them to be none. Nice. Reputation self.hash defaults. Those are already set anyway. What does that mean? Weird. Weird. That's weird, yo. Bruh. Self-required items. Okay, no, that's fine. That just means that I'm not correctly basically Doing it properly. So we come down here. What we have to do is to basically go if equals length self dot if required items. Sorry, if self dot required items, then we can do that. Okay, so ID, quest type, quest level, min level, log title, log description. Looks like it's gone in as a... That's weird. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine because I'm not adding any, so it is correct. But objective text are additional objectives, not modifying the item NPC one, right? I think it's so that I think it's slash. I think it might be two things. I think you might be right. I think it might be an additional objective, but I think it might also be overriding the objective, or maybe it's just additional. Yeah, maybe it's just additional. I'm gonna omit it so that I don't need to have it there. Required item. Right, so if I come back to here again. They're the quest ID, so the first aid quest ID is the one that I'm doing. Okay, and then these are item consumable first aid linen bags. These are constants, and we need 10 of them. AZ.AzerothCore. Notice how I've got an AzerothCore. I've got AzerothCore package, daisy.azerothcore.constants.classes. That's because I want it to be possible that someone else can come along and effectively add in a bring me 10 bandages. Object non-type has no length. If the length of... So it still doesn't have a length even though add required items literally appends to the list. Therefore, no. If self.required items, okay, so it's no longer none. Oh, hang on a minute. No, that can't be the issue. Because everything else is being set. Sorry, I was just worried that doing the return self. I was worried that doing the return self was like breaking the object in some way, but I've been setting the other stuff, so that doesn't make sense. Okay, and you're saying that length of self.required items. I don't understand why you think it's a non-item. Fuck this beat. What? 39? Oh. No, I'm looking at the wrong line actually. 39. Okay. I see. If self.required items, basically if you've got to have a list first, haven't you? Because it's none by default. So if it's none, then you're just going to go ahead and do, self.required items. .required items equals a list, and then you're just going to append to it, right? Oh yeah. Okay. So if you have it, hang on. if it's not none, then you can check its length and report on an error. And if there's no error, then you can append to it. If it's none, then you need to create it list and then append to it. Yeah. Yeah. ID, quest level, log description, required item ID 0. Okay, so it always needs to be incremented because obviously it's a it's a array. So we always need to do a +1 here. Oh, we can actually do it in the loop itself. So required item count 10, required item ID 1251. I'm just wondering why that's in brackets. Self.log, self.description. I'm just wondering why that looks like it's in a tuple. It is in a tuple. Oh, I know why. Or do I? Hang on. Yes, it's got a thingy on the end. That makes more sense now. Okay. So we'll leave that in there. So this is quest ID first aid. So if we do select, Christ's sake. Oh, I've got my other thing over here, don't I? What? How do I... Okay, select ID name from quest underscore template, where ID equals name. It's correct, it's title, silly me. What? What? Really? Is it quest title or log title? Yeah, it's log title, isn't it? Log title, okay. Let's just make sure that's going through here correctly. New quest, log title equals self.title. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. Okay, oh, that's fine. Raw line 59, 59, 59. Error equals call insert. Call delete. Call insert. These are the higher order functions. Yeah. That may have actually gone through already and just, yeah, it has. Okay. Cool. So it's gone ahead and created it then. So let's go required item 1. Required item ID 1. Okay. And a required item count ID count 1, was it? No. Required item count ID 1. No, just required item count then. Yep, 10. All right. So if we restart the world server now, okay. Technically, the starter and enders are still in place. And so the quest has now reappeared. 10 bandages. Now I already have the quest. So that works. So what we've written there works fine. So error works fine. Raw works fine. We can leave that for now. The quest object as is right now works fine. We can loop over our required items, and we can append them with tests to make sure it's greater than 0 and less than 5. Objective text we don't need because we're setting that based on the required item. Required item, yeah, and then actually, what if they want an item and they also want you to get a game object and they also want you to get an NPC? I think we'd have to merge those quests and make sure there's a maximum. No, okay, because we're leaving. No, sorry. Because we're leaving objective tag. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm being silly. Because they can just set a. It's just a different list. Okay, required item. Right, so they're done. So these are the high level stuff that we can pull in right away. Self equals required items. Okay. So then I'm gonna go offline shortly because it's getting warm and I'm getting hungry, but I feel like we're off to a good start here. Does that feel better than just like flat overall functions? I feel like you can do a lot more with this, right? Like it's a lot more powerful being able to define an object and chain it in this way. Yeah, it does override it. That's right, but why is there only 4? Because technically, I'm pretty certain that a quest can have 6, 12, 18. I'm pretty certain there was no requirement for more. Well, that's interesting because you can have up to 18 objectives, right? You can have NPC will go, so you can have 4 of those, and then you can have 6. So you can have 10 items and 4 NPCs or game object, right? And then I don't even know what that is. Item drop 1. Let's look in the code for that one. I should probably bring up the AzerothCore C++ in another IntelliJ IDE. That's what items you need to give in. No, I don't think so. What items you need to give in is required items. Required item ID 1. I know that for a fact. I know that works. You can see it there. That's required item 1 there. Required item ID 1. So I'm not quite sure what that is at the top. Drop. Item drop 1. Does that mean that maybe when you kill the NPC... Oh, I wondered if it's if you set an NPC as a thing to do, like go kill 10 of these, they're the items that the NPC will drop. It adds it to the loot table of the NPC, maybe? Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because if you have go kill 5 boars, go kill me 10 boars, that won't work. Oh, really? Okay. Well, if you have kill 10 boars and get me their intestines, and then you kill them normally without the quest, and those intestines don't drop, does this not then say it drops this with a chance? No, I guess it's not, is it? Does it mean the NPC? It doesn't mean the NPC or the quest drop these items, because you've even got request, you've even got reward choice as well. There's nothing in the code. Okay, I think that's why they're not documented. I don't think they're used. Okay, I don't think they're used. You get no choice, no choice, and then you get to choose as well with these ones. It's just the SQL creation. Great. Lovely. Love that. Required player kills. Displays how many players you need to kill. Bet D class equals... Oh, okay. Ugh, God. It's got HTML written in completing the quest. B4. That is HTML. And then it's B for completing the quest. Lovely. There's a lot to be desired with the AzerothCore documentation. I was very tempted to see if I could find a way of parsing it and converting it over to like MK docs with the material theme. I'm still tempted. So reward XP difficulties. That's something else we got. Reward money. We don't have reward money on. Oh, just searched wrong. Oh, you searched wrong. Okay. All right. Come on, mate. What is it? What is it then? Hey. Quest level. Yeah, min level. Quest sort ID. Quest info ID. Suggest a group number. Reward for faction duty, which the quest gives reputation points. I tried these and it's poo poo wee wee, but that's okay. Maybe I just did it wrong. Reward next quest. The quest entry from record next quest. Old field name next quest ID chain. Reward next quest. The quest entry from a creature or game object that ends a quest and starts a new one. The result is that if you end the quest, the new quest instantly appears from the quest giver. See the examples section for... And that doesn't work. The quest entry from a creature or game object. I think that just basically reward next quest. Just an ID, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's just an ID. What did you search? Okay, so what does it do then? You search wrong, but now you found it. Reward XP difficulty. According to the level, the basic experience with index reward XP difficulty is taken from quest XP. This field also controls the XP given, as the XP is calculated from the value in this field by the following formula. If the quest is repeatable, XP will be given only once. The total XP that a character will receive is also affected by the level difficulty between the character's level and the quest's level. The formula for calculating XP from the value of this field. Quest okay. Reward money. Reward money difficulty. ID refers to one of the money factors, including money factor. Request money reward. Okay. Table enables dynamically rewarding money depending on a. Okay. Set to 1. A money amount rewarded to player on specific level when reward money difficult set to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the idea is that you set the difficulty to like 3 instead of their 4. If the quest is difficulty money 3, then they get whatever amount is set in money 3. Right, okay. Guess that makes sense? Oh, just farted. I hope you could hear that. Reward spell. Reward display spell. Spell that is shown to be casted. What? Reward display spell. Spell that is shown to be casted on quest completion. Yeah, I know. C++ is a nightmare. Especially the AzerothCore one, because it's enormous. Note that this spell will not be casted if reward... Okay, the spell... Oh, I see. So that's... Basically says you're going to get the spell... And then you go, spell reward, shown to be casted on another spell. Oh, they've just copy-pasted it. What the the spell in the other field. This field comes straight from the W and should not be changed. Okay. Reward honor. Start item. Items given by the quest giver at beginning of the quest. Items will be deleted when the quest is abandoned. That's pretty cool. Okay. So there's definitely a few more things we need to be able to do within that object, but I feel as though it's off to a good start, and I feel as though that I should probably push that code. What do you reckon, guys? Upload AzerothCore Daisy, sweet. Git status, and it's probably just going to be not too much. Yeah, nice build model. Okay, git add everything. Okay, git status. Changes to be committed, get ignored, build model test, generic test, high level requirements. I feel no. Why isn't my quest file there? Quest is a new object, is a new file. What? Classes. What? It literally just drops your items. What do you mean? Oh, it removes them from your bag. That, okay. Item drop. Right, okay. It just drops them from your bag, just deletes those items. So you could basically have a troll quest that deletes your Hearthstone. That's pretty funny. Or money. Haha. Negative money. Imagine you set like, thanks for doing that quest, now you owe me 10 gold. And the quest could take gold. Why is this not seeing... I am mightily confused as to how that's not showing in the Git status as something that needs to be added. Oh, is it? What? No. What the F? That's absolutely insane. So that hasn't even been pushed this entire time. LOL. Thanks for that. Love it. Okay, git add all. Start everything's in there. Git commit. Decided on API for new builder classes. Okay. And it's up. That's all up there in the refactor. Quest AzerothCore must burn. You need to burn the towers of the Bleeding Hollow torch that drops on the orcs in the area, and there's no limit on how many you can get, but they drop only if you have the quest. Turning in the quest will remove the remaining torches from you. Become unusable. Because they will become unusable. Yeah, so delete it. That makes perfect sense. I wonder how they make it so that the items only drop if you have the quest. That might be, that's probably a loot table thing, isn't it? It's probably a loot table. Creature loot template, maybe? Entry item reference chance quest required. Yes. Bool. Loot mode, group ID, min count. So how do you specify that? Informs the core that the item should only spawn to characters having appropriate quest. This means that even if the item is dropped, in order to see it in the loot, the player must have at least one quest that has the item ID in its required item fields, or in its required source item fields. Item ID fields. The player must also have less copies of the item than blah blah blah. Okay. That makes sense. What's the loot mode? What are those? Oh, okay. Loot mode examples from the Flame Leviathan fight in Older. Okay. That's pretty cool. What we got on here? Looks like we got hopefully still an excellent connection on there. We got 11 people viewing. Fantastico. I might in future turn on the live chat on the stream going forward, and then just have it either also inside of the streaming window, or have it somewhere else, like down here on the bottom or something. Maybe move me over, just because I feel like with 11 concurrent viewers, and I think it peaked at like 20, and so I feel like there's possibly people that have a few things that they want to say or they want to talk about. So yeah, all right. Well, we can see that's working fine. Yeah, cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Dragon, yet again. Always super helpful. And I'm gonna pop off, and I think we're good. There's gonna be some videos coming soon as well. I'm gonna be planning today actually 12 videos for actually making these changes inside of AzerothCore. I'm gonna be doing a video a month, like a good 15-minute solid, well edited video. I will try to salvage my sleep schedule. That's probably a good idea. Don't have anything fizzy or sugary or caffeinated, right? Just drink water and go to bed and listen to the sound of whales. Not the country, the mammal in the ocean. Or maybe dolphins. Yeah. Okay. All the best. Enjoy. And I'll see you around. Thank you very much.